Today's theme is longing for change. Our scripture story is one you may not be as familiar with, but it goes very well with the daily theme and it's worth working through. It's the story of 5 sisters, Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. We might be tempted to shorten it and say the daughters of Zelophehad, because one hard name's easier than 5. But let's admit it, these sisters have earned their due, their time. They deserve to have their names called as much as they deserve to be heard by the people of Israel. In the story, they are standing up for their right to inheritance. Their father had died before everyone moved over into the promised land. They're dividing up who will get what, and their family's about to get left out because the only descendants were 5 women. They stand up for what is fair, and God agrees with them, changing the law of inheritance for times to come. These women desired change. They longed for it. They worked for it. Like I said, we don't know everything that went on behind the scenes, but we know they did not give up. Now, there's a couple interesting things in this passage. In Numbers 27:3, there's a reference to a rebellion in Korah back in the wilderness. And it says that their father didn't die of those sins, but of his own. Remember, in that time, they thought that anything happening, good or bad, probably was because of something you did. So their father dying, even if it was of natural causes, would have been considered because of other sins. We shouldn't look at him as a bad person because of this. It's just clarifying he wasn't part of the rebellion that left many without inheritance rights. Those on the journey through the Exodus and through the wilderness who rose up in rebellion were left out of the inheritance plan once they arrived. That was not the case with these sisters. They earned the land, they stood up for it, and they received it. We have lots of things in our world today that campers are standing up for, change that they long to see. And it's important for us to show them that in Scripture there are people who stood up to those in power, even those in the religious community, and asked God for a ruling, asked them to pray about it, to discern it, to see what should be done. They went to committees probably. They probably put their case before anyone who would listen, but they were not afraid to go public and share their concern with the full community, to let everybody be a part of the conversation. I doubt change happened quickly for these women. Good things rarely come quickly. As a friend of mine told me, trouble is the only thing that happens in the church quickly. But they were willing to work for it. They were willing to stay in there, to put themselves at risk and on the line to be heard because they were longing for change. Help your campers figure out their paths, their passions, what they want to make a difference in when they go home. Are they willing to put in the work? What steps would it take? Help them identify their prayers to God, their longings for change, so that they might stand in the footsteps of these sisters as people of faith whose longing for change changed the world.